Week 1 is upon us. Our Vikings prepare to kick things off tomorrow night at Soldier Field against the Bears. The Monday night clash will be J.J. McCarthy's first NFL game in a city he calls home. Which quarterback has more pressure, J.J. or Caleb? What will win out, Ben Johnson's offense or Brian Flores' defense? For all the answers, here are the fellas.
Good morning, everybody. We are hours away from an official kickoff to the 2025-2026 season. Yes, we've already had 2 games, okay? The Thursday night game, Dallas and Philadelphia, was good for about 2 quarters. And then we had the classic game, the Chiefs and the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh winning a big game in Brazil. But really, it's when they all kick off on Sunday that it matters. But the game we're going to kick off and talk about is the game happening tomorrow night. And all of your opinions, all of your thoughts, please join us here as we officially kick off the official Purple Skull Squad show for Minnesota Viking fans. To my right, the one and only Tony Bell. Tony, how you doing?
I'm glad it's football season. That's all I can say.
It's a great time. On the bottom right-hand corner, Sir Purple himself, Bill Dunkel. How you doing, Bill?
Okay. How is everybody?
We're doing good. And, of course, the true MVP of this show, the one that has all the pictures, the sound, quality control. She'll be playing some sound from various Vikings as we look and preview this huge game coming up tomorrow night. So, gentlemen, just to kind of get this off to start and just to set up everybody, we're first going to kind of go over some headlines. And the injury report was sort of mentioned by Kevin O'Connell, kind of interesting. And let's hear what the coach said about some of the injuries that will impact the game tomorrow night.
Harrison Smith did take part in practice today on a limited basis. He'll have a doubtful game status designation. And Xavier Scott and Elijah Williams will be out for the football game. And Christian Darrisaw will be questionable after getting in a full day today.
Okay, so this was 2 days ago, of course, when KOC had his press conference, and he was telling everybody, hey, this was what we're going to face. The one that kind of was interesting, gentlemen, is Christian Darrisaw. Now, we all thought that he wasn't going to be ready for week 1. We thought maybe he'd be on the PUP list. But apparently, I think he's trying to convince the coaching staff that he wants to play on Monday night. Now, the other question was, Tony, is the field at Soldier Field, just the turf. And is this an area in which the Vikings want to be super cautious, give Christian another week, get him back at the U.S. Bank Stadium for week 2, or will you expect to see one of the best left tackles tomorrow night against the Chicago Bears?
Well, right now, Soldier Field is okay. It's still grass. It hasn't turned to dirt yet. It hasn't died yet. But as the season goes on, the field gets worse. Right now, it's okay. But
well, they just resod it, from what I understand, because they had a lot of concerts.
Yeah,
apparently, it was a very busy place over the last few weeks. So they just resodded it, so it's fresh. It should be clean. So hopefully, we'll see Big Darrisaw.
So here's the thing: if Darrisaw, it sounds like he's not going to start. So who's going to start over there? Is it School?
I think it's going to be School. Yeah. What do you think, Bill? Do you think it's going to be School, or do you think Walter Rouse? I would be kind of excited to see Rouse get an opportunity, but I think School is the guy that they brought in to be the kind of the swing tackle, Bill.
I think it's going to be Darrisaw.
I hope so.
It probably will be. Here's my question.
I hope so.
What is going on with Harrison Smith?
Well, that is a big question, right? He's doubtful now. He's not to be mistaken, he really hasn't been part of the practice for since early August? Did I read that right?
Yeah.
But it's a mysterious illness. Like, we don't know either. The Vikings are hiding it is. Could it be
the
COVID?
Vikings are hiding? This organization is good at double talk and good at hiding things. They've gotten better at it. They don't have a loudmouth like Zimmer to blurt it out. So now they can actually put it out there, a narrative, and nobody's going to bother digging to see what it is. They're just going to, the press, especially locally, they're just going to run with it. Take them at the word.
Yeah, and I think, Bill, you can honestly say, though, the Vikings have really good depth at safety. How many safeties do they have? I think they have more safeties than they do cornerbacks, which you never rarely see. That is a question we'll get into.
Yeah, because they have hardly any cornerbacks.
They have hardly any cornerbacks, right?
Jay
They're
Warren's
going with a youthful bunch too. There's no veteran really to be had there. Byron Murphy, yes, 27. Isaiah Rodgers, but he's not really hasn't played that much. So other than that, it's youthful exuberance in the secondary for the Vikings. So that'll be something we'll monitor. We'll talk about as the show goes along. The question we have for you out there, please do answer on our page. And we're going to do that right now. The three of us, who has to be the Vikings' most valuable player in order for the Vikings to finish further than they did last year, which was the first round boot kick by the LA Rams in Arizona out of the play. So could be a player, could be a coach. Please put your thoughts down. We'll read them as you present it to us. But Bill, I'll start off with you. When you look at this Vikings team, as we get ready to kick this off tomorrow night, who is the guy, it could be a coach, could be a player, that you are going to be monitoring and has to elevate for the Vikings to take that next step?
Well, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Kelly, and Mr. Fries.
So you're going with three guys, the whole
the
offensive
interior,
line.
the interior, because it's been so bad.
It has been. There's no question. And
that's why they spent. I mean, that would be my first choice. Second choice would be the interior of the defensive line. But the number one is that interior of the offensive line has been so horrendous.
And that's probably why we're kind of excited, Bill, is the fact that the trenches were rebuilt, right? Again, you're going with free agencies. The problem we might see tomorrow night is this, Tony, is the gelling process.
Well, yeah, it's going to take
something, getting the cadence with JJ down. Defensively, it'll be a little easier for the inside trenches to gel. But I think offensively,
it's going to take a while.
That'll be something to watch. So, Tony, I ask you this. Who is your most valuable player for the Vikings if they are going to take a step forward? And they did win 14 games last year. Let's just remember that. But I don't even think it's about the win total for the season. It's about going further than the first round of playoffs.
It's not a player. It's a coach. It's Kevin O'Connell. O'Connell has to win a playoff game. He's got to not buckle in pressure situations. He cannot, and I stress this, cannot put more stress on JJ than needs to be, which is why he has to run the ball, which is why you've got Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones, Tyson Chandler, Xavier Scott, if they play. You've got to run the ball, and you've got to make that offense simple for the kid. Don't put him in stretches where don't treat him like you did Josh Dobbs. That's all I'm going to say. And he's got to win a playoff game.
Yeah, I think that's right. He's got that little Denny Green thing rolling with him right now. He's got to kick that out and start, progressing.
Only
Vikings being where we think they should be, which is a perennial Super Bowl contender.
The only difference is between Denny's going through this and KOC going through this, they ain't trying to run KOC out of town like they did Denny.
Yeah, right. True. That is true. All right. Well, quickly, my MVP. I thought about this. There's a lot of guys. Of course, the easy choice would be Justin Jefferson. He could be a record breaker this year. Could be any one of the running backs, Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones Sr., who both need to help J.J. McCarthy. And, of course, it could be J.J. McCarthy. But I'm going to go with an interesting choice here, gentlemen. And I think the guy that has to step up, that has to help J.J. McCarthy out the most is none other than T.J. Hawkinson. Hawk has to be the ultimate in-between, eating up the middle of that defensive zone. If he can go in the middle and open stuff up even more for eventually Jordan Addison, for Adam Thielen, for Justin Jefferson, for Aaron Jones on his screens, things of that magnitude, and just be that safety net for our quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. I think T.J. Hawkinson could elevate. Hopefully his knee is completely healthy. If he's huge, if he's one of the top 3 tight ends in the NFL this year, then really big things are going to happen. And I feel like the Vikings will take a step further.
That's another position we're thin at is tight end.
Right now, I know. Rookies, Bartholomew, hurt.
Yeah.
So again, it's up to Josh Oliver.
He'll be playing a lot.
It's up to TJ, right? And I want to ask you this too, guys, because I think it's important. Then we finish off on our headlines here. I think there has been a change within the Vikings, and I think It's indicative of who they signed this offseason. I know you love this, Bill. You love this, Tony. I'll start with you, Tony, on this. But are the Vikings a little meaner than they've been, Tony? And this is a big deal for us because I think for the last few years we've been finesse. We've been more worried about the offensive side. I think Fleury's had his way in free agency, and by what they added on that offensive line, like you brought up, Bill, your MVPs, I think this team's going to be meaner. I hope it is.
It better be. You're in the NFL. You can't be soft and expect to win. I mean, that whole thing, and traditionally, Bill knows this, Minnesota's never been a finesse football team. We've always been a pretty physical team, especially on the lines. I think this is probably the most recent years where our lines have just been like monotone, not even worth looking at, And then you lose Darisaw last year. That doesn't help.
No.
So when you get the guys you get, and then you get Allen and Hargrave, you get some attitude, and you have to develop an attitude.
That's important. You have to have that edge. You play with an edge. You got to be fired up, Bill. I think for us, many times, one question we had under the Zimmer years, what we saw a little bit with KOC is coming out flat. I think this team, hopefully tomorrow night we see this, will just like have some smash mouth football, whether it's running the ball tough with Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones Sr., or it's just like an offensive line with a pancake block. And we know Darisaw loves to do that, so hopefully we'll see that. But the defense now has those big boys up front, Bill. And if they play mean and with attitude, who knows where this thing can go.
Ben Gessling of the Star Tribune, one of the Star Tribune beat writers for the Vikings, said in his latest podcast for Access Vikings with Andrew Kramer, and I can't remember the girl's name, but said from day one of camp, it's been physical. The notion in the head, be physical. So this team will be physical. Now, the issue I have is why did it take so long to figure this out?
That all starts with the head coach.
We could all see this, since he was hired. They were not they couldn't run the ball, and that's why I say nothing's gonna. If they can run the ball, that's going to open everything up. But they got to run the ball, mostly short yardage and down in the red zone. This pass happy nonsense has to go, and that's what I'm a little hesitant. I hope he learns that this year because his play calling. We all know this.
That's why I said it's all on him. It's all on KOC.
It really kind of is, and I think this offseason is telling us. I think he knows that. Now, is he going to implement it throughout the season? Well,
knowing and doing are two different things.
That's right. Because you remember last year, the beginning of the year last year, when they started off really, really well, they were 50-50. They were running the ball very well. Mm-hmm. They were mixing it up, and it was helping the defense out because they were controlling the clock. Then, things kind of transgressed to them being more passing, opening things up, and it worked. I mean, Darnold did put up some big numbers. The Vikings won a lot of games, but we saw some games there against easier opponents that they barely won, Tennessee being one of those. Yeah. And it just seemed like the momentum wasn't there. They didn't have the confidence, and they couldn't run the ball 1 or 2 yards into the end zone, and we saw that, of course, against Detroit last game of the season, and arguably the biggest regular season game in NFL history, at least in NFC North history. It didn't happen. I will be so excited to watch them, to what they're going to do, Tony and Bill, from the 1 or 2 yard line the first few times. Like if we see that offensive line just push that Bears, an improved Bears defensive line backwards, and Mason just kind of walks in, then I think this year we'll be starting off in the right. Now, KOC is going to have to keep that momentum.
We don't have Bradbury. That's a big plus.
I just wanted to add that Jennifer Olson, of course, who responds on our page, thank you for doing so, Jennifer, love your comments, basically is reiterating what we're talking about right now. Quote, I am concerned the Vikings will show up and not know what hit them. Chicago appears to be very physical, and the Vikings have a history of being soft on the field. Yeah, I mean, that is a certain concern. That is a concern. And then Beth Noob also added to that, my concern for the Bears game is it's on Monday night. I hope we're over that whole playing the prime time experience. I think that has a
They've been
lot.
We
better
better be
lately.
over because guess what? We're doing
Yeah.
it a lot, and we're playing
That has a lot to
overseas.
do with the former quarterback that was there that had a little
Yeah.
issue. I don't think JJ will have that problem. I
They've
think
been better lately, but I get it. I am too. I have to admit it. So I can't say I'm not.
they have to be. All right. So, other news concerning Vikings, it's been kind of quiet, which is nice. It's been a quiet camp, basically, which is good for Vikings. No DUIs, no tragedies. It's been a good camp so far. Vikings Hall of Famer Randy Moss, God bless. We're talking about a rare form of cancer, bile duct cancer, which is right by the prostate, the pancreas and the liver. Successfully rang that bell, is cancer free. God bless, Randy. That is a wonderful thing. And I know the person that runs this show, Quality Control, my lovely wife, Meg, you've experienced this. And what is that moment like, just from the standpoint of you having that moment, the relief?
Well, it's an incredible moment. It's the culmination of all your treatments and light at the end of the tunnel, and it's emotional. Like, I could cry watching Randy ring that bell because I've been there, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
I think there's
So
some people on our
good for
page that have
Randy.
been there. Yes. And
Yeah.
that is a moment, because cancer, as we all know, is one of the worst things on our planet, that so many people that we know, you're going to know somebody, 1 out of 3, you're going to know someone that has to go through some form of treatment for cancer. And then watching you go through that, Quality Control, I've never seen anyone braver going through radiation and going through chemo. It's a life altering thing, and it's scary. And every time you go to your doctor's appointment from here on in, I'm sure Randy will tell you this, it's going to be nerve wracking. So God bless Randall Gene Moss, Vikings legend, is cancer free. And that's an amazing, amazing thing. Okay, quickly before we move on to one of our favorite segments in the show, because I get to drink my coffee. Bill and I can look at our phone, see what emails we got. We can drink our water. We're going to have Tony's takes in a moment. All right. Tony's X's and O's, his takes. He's going to take over the show, and then we're just going to sit back and watch it. But before we get there, there's some numbers that we need to look at for tomorrow's game for the Vikings and the Bears. This started out, gentlemen, where the Vikings were underdogs. Now Vegas has switched. Apparently the money's come in. It's coming in on the Vikings. The Vikings are now a 1.5 favorites. So really, it's a pick 'em.
It's basically pick 'em.
It's a pick 'em game, right?
Yeah.
Over and under 43.5 points. Temperature tomorrow night is going to be fantastic. It's going to be 70 degrees. Very humid, though. Very humid. So I'll be wondering if the Bears will want the Vikings to wear the heavier purple, just because maybe it will withhold the water more. I don't know. Maybe there will be uniform shenanigans going on. But 51 degrees of humidity. So
they would have had to announce already if they wanted.
So it will be typical, their normal uniform. No rivalry. This should be a rivalry. This should be old school Bears and Vikings. This is what I would like to have seen to kick off.
By the way, you're speaking of rivalry. Have you seen those new rivalry uniforms that the NFL put out?
Horrible. Except the Patriots. Actually, I like the Bills. The Bills, the ice cold, the whatever, what do they call that? Winter blast unis.
So how are they going to ruin the Viking uniforms?
No. They'll ruin it.
I mean, they're going to ruin it. They're going to botch it.
Your team should kick off the season wearing their best uniforms. For the Bears, I'm guessing it's probably something out of the 80s, because that's when they won, right? And for the Vikings,
their 80s uniforms look the same as they do now. They haven't changed.
Yeah, so they don't really need to. But those ugly old school where they wore last year, those are ugly. Those are like,
those were.
If that's what they were wearing, that you don't look good, and when you don't look good, you probably don't play well. So whatever. Some other numbers really quickly for the Vikings, for fantasy players out there: JJ McCarthy, 16 points; Jetta's 16 points; Aaron Jones Sr., 12 points. Some of us have Aaron Jones Sr., so score 2 touchdowns. That'd be great. For the Bears, Caleb Williams, 20. So they've got Caleb Williams having more points than J.J. McCarthy. DJ Moore, who one of us has on one of his fantasy teams, 10.5. That's not really good, but that's okay.
Who could be the wild card to pick if you were going to pick up somebody for fantasy this week? Adam Thielen.
Yeah, you're right. Right? How about Adam Thielen? Let's before we get into your Tony's X's and O's really quickly, Bill. I know you out of the three of us, right? Let's go to Sir Purple down there, right, Mr. Encyclopedia himself. Adam Thielen, you were like, no, this is nostalgia. But I'm going to tell you a stat, Billy, that's going to actually get you to go, really? Do you know since 2020 that Adam Thielen has more touchdown catches and is one of the best, I think I told you this, one of the best red zone wide receivers. And where's an area where the Vikings weren't that good last year?
Red zone.
The red zone, okay?
Red zone.
So they solved a couple issues there. He has more touchdown receptions than CeeDee Lamb. A lot of people in fantasy-wise, let's get CeeDee Lamb with our first pick.
Let's not talk about Butterfingers Lamb.
For Cowboy fans, if you do want to talk about that, you can chime in here because I felt you guys should have won. And good old CeeDee Lamb, at least he put the game on him. He put the game on himself. I liked how Schottenheimer coached that game too. I really did. I thought he was certainly outcoached the Eagles Sirianni, but and then of course Chiefs and Chargers. We'll get into that a little bit later too. As the NFL season is kicked off, but right now I'm going to sit back. I'm going to turn my microphone off, and Bill and I are going to allow Tony Bell to take over the show. It's his X's and O's. Let's go.
Oh, you are asking for it. So let's get into it. You got basically a rookie quarterback starting on Monday night, J.J. McCarthy. You have revamped that offensive line to protect your investment for the future. So those Donovan Jackson, Ryan Kelly, Will Fries are there to keep J.J. upright in a clean jersey. But most importantly, they are there to allow Aaron Jones Sr. and newly acquired running back Jordan Mason to have success between the tackles that we haven't had in quite a long time. You're a major upgrade from Bradbury to Kelly, and a major upgrade from Reisner to Freeze.
Oh.
And Donovan Jackson, that kid's got, barring injuries, I'm going to put it out there, he could be the next Randall McDaniel.
Wow, I can't wait to see this.
You've got Maulers now in the middle of the field. You can start, KOC can start attacking these smaller defenses because defenses aren't that big up front anymore. No. You can start attacking these defenses and getting those hard-earned inside yards. You've got the running backs to do it. And what does that do? It alleviates a lot of pressure off of JJ. And guess what else works? Bootlegs. Perfectly off of that. We heard about, let's run bootleg. We heard that all the time with the quarterback who shall remain nameless. But with JJ, it will work. And let's not forget now, JJ does like to run with the football. I don't want him to, but
he's good at it, though, gentlemen.
He's good at it, but I don't want him to. But here's the thing. JJ is also a hockey player. So he's not going to slide. JJ is actually going to take on somebody. And I'm like,
do a Josh Allen, but
he's
Josh
not,
Allen's 245, like, JJ.
Yeah, JJ, you're not Joe Cap, okay?
Yeah,
just
you're 215.
Fly. But
exactly.
to have that inside help on the offensive line, and this is why we're all excited about the offense this year. We haven't been excited about an offensive line in how many years, Bill?
Oh, it's been since
a while.
Since what, Zimmerman and McDaniel and Loudermilk?
Well, I think the Hutchinson, McKinney, the 09 offensive line.
I was never a fan. I like Hutchinson, but I don't consider him a Viking.
Well, no, but he played well. I think that offensive line
he played well, but he's a Seahawk.
And the Saints cheated, let's face it, in the NFC Championship game.
Right.
So
but I mean, we got this. This is where KOC has to change his approach, and you have to get physical and meaner. You've got to run that football. Bottom line, run the football.
Yep.
And Tony, where can everyone go to your page and tell us on Facebook where we can go and see some of these takes and X's and O's, because we love what you provide us. But where can anyone watching this go and maybe like your page?
Oh, I've got Minnesota Vikings 24/7, 365. I've got NFL and pro football 24/7, 365. I've got classic NFL and pro football 24/7, 365. And sometimes I just on my Facebook page I'll post some stuff too.
And
For those,
throughout the year, we get to hear Tony's emotional state. Probably not as much as was what Monday night might be, because Monday night it might be very emotional for the three of us in either a good or bad way.
I'm going to tell you something. Depending on what happens
control
Monday
of this
night,
show.
I don't know if you want my reaction right after the game.
Well, I think we do. I think people will clamor for the instant reaction. Bill knows what I'm talking about because we're gonna have to be careful. We're gonna have to make sure
That's why I kind of
Tony
put it out
doesn't
there to
explode in the top left-hand
I
corner.
kind of put it out there to quality control to put that little sticker up there, parental advisory, explicit content, because I'm going to call somebody a name in that rant.
We might need it. We might need it. Now, also, Bill, we have a feature here on the show where we get to exploit your tremendous knowledge, and we know you've been doing this. You got us involved with developing our own pages with wonderful pages throughout that really kind of reflect the Vikings history, whether it's dates and times, whether it's pictures, and you have a new website, new page as well. Why don't you tell everybody about it? And also, why don't you give us a little bit of Bill's historical bites right now? We don't have a graphic for it yet. We're working on it, but we're going to get a graphic for you.
No, that's fine. The Purple Fanatics is the new page. Just started a couple months ago, and it just reflects again what my pages usually reflect. The past to the present, and
favorite moments,
and and it's I've been changing it up a little bit. Where now it's my favorite Viking podcasts I'll put on there, and if it's worth putting on, like updated info. And listen, some of these podcasts I listen to, like Access Vikings, Alec Lewis, and even Matthew Collar, all three are very good. Matthew Collar actually had a great one I listened to today. At the end, he had Andrew Kramer, which he has on from the Star Trib, another Viking beat writer. He had him on talk. They always talk about the opponent that week, and then the Access Vikings is probably my favorite. And then Alec Lewis, I gotta say this for TB. Alec Lewis had was it last week? He had our buddy on there, PA.
Oh, for God's sakes!
Wow, someone here has a Paul Allen number, so I might have to make that.
I listened to it. I actually listened to it. I watched it because I watched it on the YouTube, and I just wish the guy would just act normal. Please, come on, man.
He's a big time homer.
Well, it's just that he just. But no,
right,
yeah.
So Bill, some historical perspective. Bill's historical bites. What are we looking at between the Vikings and Bears tomorrow night? Soldier Field. Give us some numbers.
Well, I think the big number is the Vikings are on the road, 28-33-2 against the Bears. Not bad, but obviously better at home. I think the big one is O'Connell himself, the head coach. He's 5-1, 3-0 on the road, and they play under him. They've played well there. They really have. I mean, they've. The only blip in that whole thing was the game where the 12-10 game they lost at Bud Grant Field when the offense couldn't move the ball and the defense played well, but then the defense gave up the last drive for the game-winning kick. But otherwise, in Soldier Field, he's undefeated, and I just hope it's got to stay that way. This is a big game, for so many reasons because the schedule's going to get tougher. And it's a division game. And I think that's been...
And these count as 2 in the standing.
Yeah, these are huge because this is huge. The NFL set this up like next week. We've got Detroit, Green Bay this week, but then next week you got Chicago goes to Detroit.
Yeah,
so
a couple hours we get to see Detroit and Green Bay. I can't wait for that one.
With the Vikings schedule coming up, you got to get this. I think you got to get the first 2. And
I do too.
You go from there, and I think they're good. I mean, this team is talented. The one thing everybody's been saying.
3-0. Cincinnati, that defense. If JJ gets off to a good start, Bill.
Well, here's a little thing. Last year, the Vikings beat the Giants to open the season on September 8th. The Vikings are opening the season again on September 8th.
So
and both obviously on the road.
Listen, all you bettors out there, okay? Bill did give you some inside scoop right there. He also told you 3-0 under KOC going to Chicago. Don't bet your house on it, but those are pretty good stats, right? I mean, those are telling you that, hey, the Vikings are a little bit more comfortable.
Well, he's got the record almost, except Tice never lost to the Lions. I mean, the Bears are, what the Lions were to Tice, except Tice never lost to the Lions. Now he just has got to figure out. O'Connell's got to figure out a way to beat Detroit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, here's the thing now too. The biggest thing with Ben Johnson, the Bears' new head coach. Ben Johnson now is running a whole team.
That's right.
He's not running just one side of the ball.
Different responsibility.
Right. So he can't focus solely on one side of the ball. And here's another thing too. Let's keep this in mind. Caleb Williams ain't Jared Goff.
Here's another stat quickly. Flores 0-4 against Ben Johnson. Now, the problem I have with it, I know he's 0-4. He can't take that away. 0-4 with Detroit's players, Detroit's offense, Detroit's team offensive line,
defense,
running backs, the quarterback, and the wide receiver. So he's 0-4. And by the way, Ben Johnson in every game against Flores has put up, I believe this is right, 30+ points each time.
I did see that stat.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. But you know what?
Again, though, different players.
Tomorrow night, that's going to change. Now, I'm not going to tell you how it's going to change because that's for our predictions that's coming up. But right now, I'm going to take over the show, and you guys are welcome to jump in here with my big three. And I want to listen into the guy that I'm so very excited to see play for the first time under center. Let's listen to our boy JJ McCarthy when he's talking about the Chicago Bears.
Just want to say it's always a blessing to be able to talk to you guys, and extremely thrilled for game week. I know Coach Johnson and Dennis Allen are going to have a great game plan for us. They're tremendous coaches, DAs, one of the best defensive minds in this league, and it's going to be a tough road environment versus a great divisional opponent, and I can't wait to go out there with the guys and be out there. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, we can't wait either, JJ. We are so excited. This is a moment, and this leads to number one as far as the big three is. Bill Dunkel mentioned it. Tony's kind of mentioned it. Got to protect J.J. McCarthy. Got to run the ball, open it up, let him feel comfortable, and then let his skill set do the rest. He will put the ball in tight places. He'll make the tough throws. He's got Jettas. He's got Adam Thielen. He's got TJ, and he's got two great running backs. I love J.J. McCarthy tomorrow night, and it couldn't start out any better for him. When you really look at it, there's that face. That was that face that he had on the sideline when he watched the Lions beat the Vikings to win the NFC North. That face right there says, hey, gentlemen, if I was playing this game, that ain't happening.
That's a piss.
Because you know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because this guy wins. He's a winner. We're going to get more into that a little bit later because I got more J.J. Love coming down the pike. But number one, big three, protect him. And with the offensive line, the money invested, I'm a little worried about gelling. There might be some false starts. There could be a hold or two in there in the beginning of the game, but that offensive line got to stay upright, give him a chance to step up. The best part of watching JJ play, unlike the quarterback that we don't mention, Tony Bell, that was there for many years, and even Sam Darnold a little bit last year, although Sam did a pretty good job negotiating the pocket, it's JJ's going to make time. He's going to move away naturally from the pressure, and then he's going to look down the field. He's going to look for the big play. But if the big play isn't there, he's going to beat you with his feet because he's a tremendous athlete. So those are things that we're looking for. But I don't want him running a lot. So protect him. Protect him. Got to contain number two. Got to contain and confuse Caleb Williams tomorrow night. This is on Flores. Bill already gave you some numbers that, Ben Johnson's offense. But is Caleb going to be the one to be able to play with that offense? There's been reports coming from Chicago that Caleb is not eye to eye with Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson's not sure if he can carry out this offense. If that's an issue, then tomorrow night, I want to see Jonathan Gennard. I want to see Alex Van Ginkel, big Jonathan Allen. I'm excited to watch him play football. I want them in the backfield a lot. I want them to contain Caleb so he can't go left or right. He's got to stay right there. and I want to see at least 5 sacks. In fact, I'm going to call at least 5 sacks tomorrow night, even with the mobility of Caleb Williams. And yes, I know he had a good game last year against the Vikings late in that game because the Vikings were playing a little preventive defense. Remember?
The Vikings went soft in that game.
They went soft in that game, and Caleb tore them apart. They won't be – this team's different. We just talked about it. This team's different. This team has got the people defensively.
When you've got this team, what they got to do this year is when you've got somebody down, you've got them on the ropes, you got to go for the throat.
Got to finish it.
You got to go for the jugular.
So show it and let it be known tomorrow night is your opportunity to do so against a young quarterback. Confuse him, contain him, and the victory should be yours. And the last thing is basically what we always say, and you brought this up earlier, Tony, you got to run the football. Got to run the football, control the clock. Control it. And if it's humid tomorrow night, the longer defense has got to stay out on that field, the tireder they become. And then those big plays over top can be had. So control the ball. Obviously, when the turnover battle, run. Utilize Mason. Utilize Jones Sr. I want to see Chandler in there. There might be a chance that they put Chandler in a couple times. So you're going to see KOC maybe do something, guys, that we've been screaming for him to do, but to lead with the running game to open up the passing game. And, hey, will Jettas be a little upset that he's not getting it targeted 8 or 10 times? Well, if you're up by a couple touchdowns, really doesn't matter. Run the ball, control the clock.
All I'm going to say is if you're not getting the ball that much, JG, but we're still getting W's, shut up.
Yeah, I think he's been great so far, but this is a young quarterback. We know the system that he came out of Michigan, Tony and Bill. Very controlled offense, kind of basically handcuffed his throwing, but he carried it out. He carried out Jim Harbaugh's system, and they went 27-1 with a national championship.
But see, here's the thing, though. Harbaugh's old school. Harbaugh knows that to win in football, you need a good running game and a great defense.
Yeah.
The reason that everybody is so pass happy now is because the NFL and any coach in general that has put it out there, I'm just going to put it out there. Madden football ruined football.
It's made it more pass happy. People want stats, and the way people draft their fantasy teams, they draft wide receiving now first. They don't really draft running backs. It's changed.
Running backs don't make any money anymore. It's like your teams are overpaying for a number 3 receiver.
But the guy that we watched on Thursday night changed that last year, and our KOC had to watch that. And Saquon Barkley has proven with a good running game, you can win a championship. And they did, and Barkley wasn't great Thursday night. He had 62 yards. I think he cost a lot of people some money. He was on the under for yards. Jalen Hurts actually outrushed him. But when it comes down, you see what Saquon Barkley does. He plays with an attitude, man. He plays with that meanness. He bumps into a defender, bounces off, gets 4 or 5 more yards. Guess what? We got a guy like that now. We got a guy that's kind of like that. If you watched him, and we watched him up close last year, right? Jordan Mason, when he ran up over through us, that's what has to happen. Attitude. And KOC had to watch that. I think the whole franchise got together. Flores said, running game's going to help me out. Kwesi got the talent that they needed. Now it's time to execute that. So we'll see. But that's the big 3. Now we get into a little overall NFL. Gentlemen, NFL picks. And if you want to add the coach of the year in your mind, rookie of the year, you can if you'd like to, MVP, and then we can have a little fun with first head coach to be fired. I'll lead this off really quickly. As far as my winners in the AFC, division winners will be the Bills, Ravens, Texans, and Chargers. Ooh, Jim Harbaugh. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about why I think the Chargers are going to win that division. Did you see Joe Alt play last night, the other night, gentlemen? Did you see how he played? Left tackle coming from the right tackle position.
Yeah, they moved him over because of Rashawn Slater.
If you ever want to watch a tape of the most flawless performance of a guy going from one position to another, Albert Breer wrote about this. Watch out what Joe Alt did to the Kansas City Chiefs defense.
He's legit, Joe.
He is legit. He's already in my top 5 at the tackle position. That's how good he was. I was like, just
and
show
that's
off.
not his natural position.
That's not his natural position. Well, it might be because they lost Slater. That was a huge injury, and that was an injury where who's going to step up? They kind of found that Joe Alt is really, really good. So those are my division winners in the AFC and the NFC. I know this one hurts a little bit, but I got to go with the Packers in the NFC North, Eagles in the NFC East, Bucks in the NFC South. And here's my big surprise, gentlemen. Yeah, I'm going out on a limb, maybe because I have him as my fantasy quarterback. We're going NFC West, Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at the talent that team has. And watch out, because Trey Benson's going to become a household name. You will remember this conversation. And no one's like, Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh, you got Trey McBride, Kyler, and the defense. They put a lot of money. They brought in Kalis Campbell back, a veteran who's going to help the youngsters out. I think the Cardinals, because already, gentlemen, Christian McCaffrey's hurt, right? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. McCaffrey's already injured.
He's too many carries.
He's beat up. He's probably ready to retire.
He's got another injury. This is like, hello, Brian Robinson Jr., it's your team right now. So those are my picks there. Wild card, Vikings, Lions, Commanders, AFC, Chiefs, Broncos, and it's quality control there, the New England Patriots. Slide in as a wild card. Why? Because go Pats, sure. They have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
They're in a very weak division.
B, there's a weak division, right? And 3, I think they added enough, although the Gonzalez injury could hurt them. We'll see. We'll see here in a few hours when they play the Raiders here. We'll see how they're able to defend. Vrabel's team's going to defend. But I love Mike Vrabel. I love him. I listen to his press conferences. This guy is a real coach, unlike who they had there last year.
No nonsense.
They're going to ground and pound. They're going to pound the ball, gentlemen. Yep. They got Stevenson. They got who many thinks Rookie of the Year, going to be up there, Henderson from Ohio State. And they got Antonio Gibson for the receiving portion in the backfield. Drake May is set up for success.
Don't they still have like a former Viking starting on their offensive line?
Well, that is a question mark. That is the question mark with that team.
I think it's Vidarian Lowe, isn't it?
Too small. Joe Campbell, your arms are
still
too small.
on there. I think
is it Vidarian Lowe?
Yeah, but now they got
low. Well, you got to have the tight end over there to chip if you're the.
And they got Raggedy Ann at center.
And they got Raggedy Ann at center. So there could be, if it falls apart, that's where it falls apart for the Patriots.
Oh, for God's sake!
All right, quickly, NFL Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel. Rookie of the Year, Abdul Carter. MVP, Josh Allen, even though he will not make the Super Bowl again. And first coach to be fired, Brian Dable. Tony Bell, your time, overview NFL picks for the season.
I don't care about the other stuff. The first coach to be fired, the coach in Miami.
Mr.
McDaniel. He's going to be Bookworm Bob is going to be the first one to get fired. I mean, he shouldn't have had the job in the first place.
No. How about your MVP of the season? I like Lamar too. It's hard not to.
Okay, I'll give my division picks.
Yes.
In the NFC East, Philadelphia.
Eagles.
In the NFC West, LA Rams.
Stafford.
In the NFC South, Tampa Bay. And the most important division in the NFC North, unlike some people on this friggin' panel that
just trying to be non-biased,
cover the team, but then ignore the team completely and put them in the wild card. I'm going with the Minnesota.
I didn't say we weren't going to beat Green Bay, did I? In the playoffs, we could beat Green Bay in the playoffs.
But the fact that you have us not having a home game in the playoffs, I mean, come on.
This team's ready. We're tough. This team is ready. Love those.
And my wild card teams. Well, one is maybe Detroit. Maybe Detroit. Probably Arizona and
Yeah, Jaden Daniels. Gotta love Jaden Daniels.
And then
for a big year this year.
In the AFC East, you got to go with Buffalo. Mm-hmm. Sorry, quality control. In the AFC North, Baltimore. AFC South, Houston. AFC West, Denver.
Yeah, they have a great defense.
Yeah.
That Broncos team, that was tough not putting them in there, but they could be a team that's
Wild card for the AFC will be New England, Pittsburgh,
old man Aaron.
and Cincinnati.
Wow. Bengals get in with no defense.
Yep.
Tremendous.
My
All right,
two
Bill.
I don't know who my 2 Super Bowl teams are.
Do you have them? Well, you got go. Let's do Super Bowl. What do you got? Give it to me. We're on record. This is out there. Everyone can see it. And feel free to put your picks down below as well, everybody.
I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say Buffalo versus Minnesota.
Wow. Whoa. I don't know if our hearts can take that, Bill Dunkel.
Now,
If it's the Bills and the Vikings, I'm going to tell you one thing. I guarantee you that game will go into overtime.
They'll still be playing.
Thor
They'll still be
Nystrom.
playing. It may never end because
Yeah.
God has a weird way of working, right? Just to tease two fan bases that are loyal as can be, the Bills Mafia and
Thor Nystrom had the same.
We've been through hell, right? Even Cleveland could argue they have worse, but
Then I don't have it worse.
But when you go to 4 Super Bowls and you don't win, it hurts, Bill Dunkel.
that's-
So you heard our picks. What do you got before we preview the Bears Vikings and our picks for tomorrow night?
By the way, Thor Nystrom had Buffalo, Minnesota Super Bowl, Buffalo winning. The only thing I disagreed with him 100% is we would want Buffalo. Let's just say this: I don't want Buffalo to ever win a Super Bowl before Minnesota, so I don't get this nonsense.
But okay, let me ask you this, Bill, just to torment you. Worse than that, Lions, Bills, or Browns. Which one do you not want to win before us?
Lions.
Yeah, I would say Lions.
I don't want anybody in the division winning a Super Bowl before us. Bad enough Packers and Bears did. But they've been around since the beginning of time. So has the Lions. And for the Lions did not
That's why
have anything since Eisenhower.
Yeah.
I mean,
if the Lions get it before we do, I'm not going to be happy. I'll be depressed.
It's horrible.
All right, so your picks, Bill, what do you got going on there?
I got Buffalo.
Yep.
Gonna say Jacksonville. I'm a big fan of Liam
Love
Cohen.
Jacksonville. That's your second.
I like Jacksonville. I just like Liam Cohen. I like what they're doing there. He reminds me. Well, he's a little bit different, but kind of reminds me of O'Connell. I'll go Baltimore, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as everybody thinks for them. And Denver.
Denver's got that D, man. You guys might be on it.
Even I hate the coach, but
that Peyton
he's
guy.
he's got that defense, and the only thing they're lacking that's hurting them is wide receiver. They're lacking depth there at wide out. Otherwise, they have it all, except though the injuries. Greenlaw's out; he's not playing to later today, so they got to get him healthy. But their defense, they'll be fine.
They still have Surtain, who's trying to go for the 2 back-to-back defensive MVPs, right?
And then their first-round pick from Texas. That defensive back, he's the real deal. I've been listening to a little bit with the Denver media, and let's just say that they might have a better defense than the Vikings.
They might be very happy at KOA, the Altitude Network, talking Broncos football this year is what we're saying.
Wild card. Patriots, and they're still my second. Jacksonville, Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's going to give Baltimore all they want. Pittsburgh's defense better. They got an experienced quarterback, good wide receivers. I wish they got rid of Pickens. They're going to be there, and the Chargers. I think Kansas City's done.
Wow, that would be amazing.
They look old.
Yeah,
that would be amazing if the Chiefs don't make the.
Well, did you also see where? And it's just one play and one game, but Tranquil and Chris Jones were going at it.
They got into it.
Yeah, and Tranquil's blaming Jones, and they're going at it, and you just never. Maybe it's just you just didn't see it. It just at some point.
Word of advice for anybody that challenges a defensive lineman, especially an all-pro defensive lineman.
Yeah, and he's very good.
Shut the.
Yeah, well, they go how defensively they go how he goes, but Kelsey's old. older, and I just think at some point that run's gonna
They
come over.
the age factor has hit them, and it's hit them hard.
Well, then Worthy gets hurt. I don't know the extent was his shoulder. I mean, they can't.
Yeah, he ran into Kelsey.
Yeah, they can't afford it. And then if you look at Mahomes' stats, they're pedestrian. I mean,
They were very pedestrian. They were nothing special.
What are we doing?
He still made a couple of throws that looked like a Mahomes.
And remember, Rashee Rice, that's a huge blow. 6 games.
And that's him too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge blow not to have Rashee Rice because he opens things up underneath.
Jim Harbaugh, and I'm going to say it one more time. We all know this should be coaching our team. That guy is a tremendous football coach.
Yes,
I'll just say this: I'm picking Denver to win that division, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers win it. Because
can we just say one thing, really, the three of us right now?
Exactly.
Is the AFC West the best division in football this year?
It's getting to be because the Raiders
are better. Raiders are
Raiders
right now. It is, yeah.
Raiders are up and coming. They just need to fix.
They got the best young tight end in the game. They've got one of the best defensive ends in the game. They got they got a coach that's not going to screw things up there. And
who's their quarterback?
Well, it's Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Well, he's not going to lose you games. He's
right, and him and Pete have worked together, so they know.
Yep.
They're gonna do everything.
And they got
Genty too, don't they?
They got my guy Ashton Genty.
Yeah. Is that Rookie of the Year, Bill? Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, that'll be my
generational back, possibly.
Yeah, I watched him at Boise State for 2 years. The guy's
he's
totally
a confident, you know what, too.
And they're going to run him to death.
Yeah, they will. 100%.
They will run him. He's going to get a lot of work.
He's going to get a lot of work. NFC, Philadelphia, unfortunately.
Boring.
And I've already said before, Vikings win the division at 12-5.
Woo! You guys go. I hope you guys are right on
that. Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
and the only reason I'm picking San Francisco in the West, they got one of the easiest schedules in the league.
They do, but they have to be healthy.
If they don't be healthy, if they don't fall apart, I mean, they're already.
I mean, Brandon Ayuk's out.
I think
Deebo Samuel, right?
No, I get it.
McCaffrey's already banged up. I mean, they're already heading in a bad direction right now. So
and that defense ain't what it used to be either.
No, you're right.
Definitely
you're right. And they could be hitting that same thing Kansas City's hitting. Well, they are hitting it. They are getting older, and
that's a tough time. You got to make tough
decisions. You have that window to win it. And I personally don't think Mr. Shanahan's ever going to win it. Personally, he's had
one of those guys. There's a lot of good coaches that never won it. Though
he's had 2 chances against the Chiefs, and then he had the offensive coordinator chance against the Patriots. The 28-3 meltdown. So, wild card teams: Arizona, Green Bay, and oh boy, I'm going to have to say though I think it's more questionable than people think. You know what? I'm going to say Seattle.
Ooh.
I think with Detroit, Frank Ragnow retires. And you
that's
lost both.
Big blow.
Yeah, that's the biggest blow. And then they got the 2 coordinators.
Yeah,
that's huge.
A lot of this is going to be on Campbell.
It's huge, and I think Detroit, even if they make the playoffs, their Super Bowl chance, I personally think,
is it already closed?
Well, it could be.
It's closed.
It could be that.
They got so much young talent, though. You think that maybe it's just a Campbell thing moving forward?
They had 2 chances. They should have beat the 49ers in the championship game. Last year. They gagged. Both times they gagged. And
the Hutchinson injury was brutal, but they should have won that game.
Yep. Mm-hmm. They should have. But if,
your Super Bowl pick and your
my Super Bowl pick is oh boy. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, he just has this thing. I'm just
LA Chargers.
Yeah, LA Chargers.
Oh, then that's another one that's going to make me feel sick.
You know where I'm going to go, and it's not, I know people are what they're going to say. I have not picked the Vikings. Well, the past 2 years I picked them 6-11. And TB 2 years ago picked the exact record 7-10. Yeah. Last year was way off. I'm going to say Chargers in Minnesota.
Oh my God! You guys are getting me excited now. Maybe not the result of the
I think the game, Harbaugh.
But now you two are saying the Vikings are going to be in the Super Bowl, and I have them losing in round 2.
Harbaugh McCarthy connection,
and that would be something. Wouldn't that be something? That would be so.
And okay, do you want to say who I think is going to win it? The TB, did you say who Buffalo, Minnesota the winner would be?
I didn't say who the winner was going to be.
Well, we were in what, Super Bowl 4, 8,
4, 8, 9, 11.
9, 11, and we're going to be in Super Bowl 60, and we're going to win Super Bowl 60.
Bill Dunkel, this is a new day. This is a new day. Bill Dunkel.
I just believe in that kid. I believe in that quarterback.
I know, right?
100.
Look at us.
Drake May or him. I wanted May first, but McCarthy would have been fine. Ever since when they played Bama, Michigan played Bama, and that flea flicker play, and Dallas Turner hit him right in the chest area, and he completed that pass, and he got right back up. The kid's
right back up.
Yeah,
nothing happened.
Kid's a leader.
I think we have Torrey Holt on the line.
Torrey Holt, your thoughts on this?
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is a whole. God, I hope you're right, Bill. I hope you're right, Tony. I think they're a year away, but you know what?
You pick the Packers. Your word doesn't matter.
I mean, but
we are still in the time, the McCarthy era. No,
my MVP.
Yeah, your MVP, most valuable.
Yeah,
player.
MV. Like Josh Allen's.
He's an easy pick, right? I mean,
I'm going to go Justin Herbert.
That's what I was going to go with.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I was going to go with Herbert.
The way he looked the other night,
I'm going to go this too. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know if even the NFL does this. Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to be Genti, and everybody's picking Abdul Carter, which is probably going to be. I'm going to go Travis Hunter.
Where's Abdul Carter?
With the Giants.
Giants, yeah, they got a good line. They're going to have a good
They
defensive line.
They have a great they're going to have a good defense, but they're
Yeah.
just not going to be able to score. But maybe they don't have to score a lot if their defense plays.
I mean, listen, what's helping the Vikings too for draft picks, Daniel Jones being named the starter. You want Daniel Jones to play well, so Richardson doesn't get in there, so the Vikings can get that better.
I think with Jones, it's just he has to have all the snaps in order for them to get that better draft choice.
Well, let's hope that he stays healthy and fools the Colts. And they love him.
And one more thing. When's the last time the Vikings were in the NFC Championship game? You know, if you go by 90, they were in there in 87. If you just go from 87 to 98.
Yeah.
And if you take out 2000, then you go
04.
Even if you have 2000 and you got 09, then you got 17. So it's like every 7 to 9 years.
Yeah.
So they're due
7
to
to 10, they're due. Yeah. That's just the way it is, and this something tells me.
Exciting times, everybody. Exciting times. I'm going to add to that.
You know what? You shouldn't talk. You pick the Packers.
That's for this year, and they only picked them to win the division. I did not say they were going to beat the Vikings.
You still pick the Packers.
That's okay. That we got to roll the dice a little.
Oh,
bit.
And by the way,
your dice are rigged.
By the way, in '98 they played. I don't think they didn't play Pittsburgh. They played Cincinnati. They played Baltimore. And
Did we play Cleveland? No.
But in we did in 17. We played all of them, and we
played that whole division.
And in 09 we played Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Wow.
And
so they're saying there's a pattern here to look at, Bill.
Yeah, well, the Bengals have never won here, and every time we have beaten the Bengals, we have made the playoffs.
All right, so
maybe except for one time.
Those are our NFL
except
picks.
for one time.
Erdahl likes it, by the way.
22.
Jamie Erdahl is responding
almost
here.
Every time.
Bill Dunkel, Jamie Erdahl from the NFL This Morning is responding. Great pick. I have them beating the Denver Broncos. So yes, you and Jamie have the Vikings winning a Super Bowl, which is awesome. Now you're both fans of the Vikings, but hey, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, but it's not that much of a homer.
It's not that much of a lead.
Yeah, but they're a good football team.
They are. They really are. Could we say that this is the best when you look at it? Just and remember, on paper is one thing. They got to perform. Would you say this is the best team on paper that they've had since 09? From A to Z, or did you like Zimmer's team? Maybe even
Zimmer had a couple of teams on paper.
I didn't because of Case Keenum. I can't get that.
Well, remember Keenum wasn't a starter; it was Bradford.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was always defensively on paper, Zimmer's teams always looked good.
Remember Gruden? You remember Gruden on that Monday
But then
night?
they folded.
Yeah.
Do you remember Gruden on that Monday night Saints when they opened up and they whooped up on the Saints? And Bradford had that amazing start, and Gruden was like, "This is a Super Bowl team," and we all got excited. And then
we were 5-0.
Yeah, but then
then the next week, friggin' Bradford can't even.
his knee somehow mysteriously got bad arthritis, and then we're like.
But you got to admit, though,
Vikings football.
You have to admit, because that year we went to Chicago on Monday night, Bradford begged them to start him.
Yeah.
And it damn near cost us.
It did, because he was
Keenum
horrible.
let him.
Keenum, they had to put Keenum in the second half. Keenum brought us back
that season.
He's
the gunslinger, Case Keenum, Houston.
For the most part, every time they've made the championship game, you could argue 17. They've had great offensive lines.
Yeah, and what do we have right now? We got
and really in 17, their offensive line was good. I mean, but it turned when Nick Easton got hurt. Then
it was really bad when Elfline got hurt.
And then then you had to put in you had to move Remmers, right?
Yeah, well,
you moved Remmers because Remmers was playing tackle.
Yeah, it was god awful.
And then they had a couple of other guys. Eddie Remmers is not a tackle; he's a guard.
So those are our picks. Now we got to do a pick for Monday night really quickly, and then we'll have our final thoughts. I'm taking the Vikings 27-17 to win tomorrow night in the humid Soldier Field. JJ McCarthy will throw 2 touchdown passes. His first professional touchdown pass will go to Aaron Jones Sr. on a screenplay. How about that? Calling that. Now, Bill, since you already have him winning the Super Bowl, I'm going to guess you have him winning tomorrow night. Yes?
Yeah, they'll win. I think they win 23-14. Maybe it's going to be closer than that score. I can't see them losing when he grew up 30 minutes away. The family, he's just
he's got 250 people coming.
250 people.
Yeah,
you better perform well.
Yeah, and
you better perform well, baby.
And I just think he's going to be motivated to take away that. I mean, he's not. A lot of people are questioning him. A lot of people
in the national media.
Yeah, a lot of people. Well, look at Colin.
They could be doing them. They could be doing.
And Diana Rossini.
Michael Wilbon. Yeah.
Diana Rossini with the fisheyes, with the stuff.
They could be doing us a favor, though. They could be doing JJ a favor. That's
I think so. I never was bothered by. Even I thought it was laughable what Colin said, but I think I actually liked it because good. He can zing it. The kid can zing. He's going to make mistakes, everyone. And that's what worries me. Is I hope
that comes with the territory.
Yeah, that's right. But the problem with this fan base sometimes is he'll have a game. Maybe throw 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, or a touchdown, 3 picks, or no touchdowns, 3 picks. And people are going to be on and say, now this is why we should have kept Darnold, or we should have brought Minivan back, blah, blah, blah. Well, it goes with the territory on his TV.
He's going to learn. Listen, everybody, he's going to learn. He's going to have his rookie moment.
That's right.
That's part of the problem.
And he's on the rookie contract. And by the way, this window they have is going to extend because of that rookie contract. You wouldn't have had that if you would have re-signed Darnold or Minivan. Take your pick, All
right. So before I get to Tony's pick, let's hear Kevin O'Connell on what he thinks of this Bears matchup. So Kevin O'Connell, take it away, Coach.
We're playing a really good football team. I know Ben and his whole crew are going to have that team ready. Really talented football team, and we know the energy is going to be there in the building, and we've got to respond to it the right way and compete for 4 quarters. So looking forward to seeing our team get to compete for the opener of our 2025 season.
And that sound courtesy of Minnesota Vikings Entertainment, Vikings.com. Presser, Kevin O'Connell talking about the game, Tony Bell. So in the humidity, 70 degrees, what do we see, Tony, for tomorrow night's game?
What you're going to see tomorrow night, you're going to see the Vikings beat up the Bears. When I say beat up the Bears are expecting the Vikings to come out throwing the ball all over the field. They're not going. They're going to beat them up on the ground. They're going to hit them in the mouth. They're probably going to shock them on both sides of the ball because the Bears' offensive line is hurting also. Joe Thuney is not. He's an upgrade, but he's not much of an upgrade, and he's older and he's injury prone.
He's smaller too,
and he's small. So you're going to get, and I think what the Vikings should do is play ball control, and I think they will.
Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised if Mason or Jones got 100 yards rushing.
I hope
I'm
so.
looking at 2 touchdowns for one of them.
Okay.
JJ will throw a touchdown pass, and he will run for another.
Yeah.
Final score: Minnesota Vikings 28, Chicago Bears 17.
Nice.
Well,
Very nice. So all three of us are taking the Vikings. Which
they
is
have
good.
to win this game.
Yeah,
With
covering
that schedule.
They do. They have to because
You have to get out of
that schedule in October.
Well,
look
look
at
at
Tony is brutal.
Look at that schedule after they come back from after their bye.
Yeah.
They got Philadelphia, then they got the short week with Mr. Harbaugh, and I don't think they're going to win that
Out here
game.
in LA.
Everyone, it's tough.
Harbaugh's going to make a statement in that game.
Though I'll say this. They last year had the same scenario, lost both. Maybe they will learn. I'll just say, but I think TB's right. I mean, Harbaugh's going to have that team ready, and he's going to have something to prove.
Harbaugh's got something to prove. He's going to want to stick it to the Wolves.
Yeah. And he will.
And
looks really
and our good friend Ann.
And Stapleton.
He's going to stick it to him. He is.
He will. Oh, Jimmy Harbaugh. What a dream that was for a couple hours when we were all running around Harbaugh. And I told my lovely quality control, my wife, they were winning a Super Bowl. Harbaugh's coming. And
oh, man, I got the call. My buddy calls me. And he's like, dude, they're hiring Harbaugh. And I'm happy as hell.
Oh, they had his name up in purple. It was like, this is a
when I first heard about the descent was listening to Doogie that morning, Darren Wolfson on the radio. He's the one that brought it up, that there was a problem with a certain couple of people.
We know who they are. We know who they are now.
And I had to dig. I really had to dig. And I asked my buddy, what's going on? He's like, you're not going to believe this. I'm like, oh, God.
So deflating.
But then I brought this up with you guys. Did you see how quick the Vikings turned it around in a PR move that they said they were all in on Kevin O'Connell when Kevin O'Connell had already told them, don't talk to me?
Yeah. That's kind of getting ready for
flipped that script right away.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm like, my God. So it's almost like whatever it was they said to O'Connell's like, okay, I'll take the gig. But I mean, I was deflated. I mean, yeah, we've had some success. We've had success with O'Connell, so that's been a plus.
Can I just ask one question? Because I think we all are going to say this. Is he going to be our first? Because remember, Culpepper would have been, but then the injuries derailed it. I never considered Bridgewater Bambi a franchise quarterback, so he's out of there for me. But is McCarthy going to be the first franchise quarterback, the one we've been looking for since Tarkington?
I'll give you my answer in a second. Tony, you want to take that? I'm going to do it in my final thoughts, but you want to take
all right. I'm just going to put it out there, and I'm going to piss off a lot of people. Fran wasn't a franchise quarterback. And the reason I say Fran wasn't a franchise quarterback, because when Fran got here, this franchise was already established and they were already winning. We just needed a quarterback. Fran wasn't a franchise.
Fran wasn't expected to be the franchise quarterback. There's a lot more. I'll be honest.
Here's the thing. You know what made Fran a franchise quarterback? Walter Eugene Foreman.
Yeah. Him and Chuck blended so well together.
Bottom line, the Vikings couldn't run the ball for for 2 years.
Yeah.
That all changed. And plus, Chuck was a hell of a receiver.
Yes, he was. Changed the way the NFL's played. It's
right.
today.
So
I think they were made for each other, those two.
But I mean, this team. Pair. I mean, yeah, we should have had. I mean, Tommy Kramer was supposed to be our franchise quarterback.
Should have been.
He
was good, Tommy.
Dante was supposed to be our franchise quarterback. Mm-hmm. So I mean, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, our true first franchise quarterback is going to be JJ McCarthy.
On that note, Tony, your final thoughts looking ahead to what's happening tomorrow night in a couple hours. We're going to be watching some football. We're going to be eating some chicken wings, having some beer. It's exciting. This is a celebration day when you have really a full slate of Sunday games. But Tony, your final thoughts looking ahead for the 2025-2026 Minnesota Vikings.
I'm optimistic. I'm excited. Bottom line is I am a Viking fan, which means I am cautiously guarded optimism
Yeah.
about this team.
Yep.
It can go south in a heartbeat. We've seen it happen before. So you have to go with the model, and I will go with this model till my last breath, one game at a time.
Yep.
So with that being said, we've got Chicago coming up. Let's go out there, win that game, and then we'll worry about that team from my girls' team.
The Dirty Birds.
Yeah, that team from the South. Love you, Trisha. We'll worry about them next week, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's worry about
one quarter at a time, one play at a time.
Yeah, and
so excited to see it.
Make it, and just KOC, if you have to, keep it simple, make it easy for the kid. You go out there, get the W, and come home.
Yeah, Bill, your final thoughts?
Well, I mean, what TB said, I agree with. They have to. I'm as a Viking fan, cautiously optimistic because we always have high hopes, but it's like you said, guarded, and then we always we wait for the shoe to drop, and we wait. It's because either franchise quarterback, that's something that always goes wrong. At some point, that has to change. I think it changes with him if he stays healthy, if the team for the most part stays healthy. And if the head coach can have this team focused in big games and start out faster than they have under him and not flat. And, first, it's funny. I'm telling them they're going to win the Super Bowl or go to the Super Bowl. He has never won a playoff game, so, but I would hope he has learned. That's one play. I mean, it is one game at a time. You're not going to win the Super Bowl in week one. But it's how you also finish. They gotta, get in, but they gotta finish strong. Start out well, but finish.
And you got to get to know each other. The offensive line's got to gel together.
After Thanksgiving is when you got that's when football really hits the road.
But let's enjoy this opening day. Well, my final thought's pretty simple. It's on number 9 because this season will begin a special era of Minnesota Vikings football. I said it. My record, I'm out there. I said a couple championships with JJ McCarthy, and I'm not backtracking on that at all. It might not happen this year, but it's going to happen. It will happen. I hope it happens because Bill Dunkel thinks it's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen.
Going to be in the Super Bowl. Tony
Bell's
going to be in the Super Bowl. Okay, so it's good. We've been so expectant of a team that fails in the end, a team that just leads you so close. So what do you have to do? And I want you to cue this up, quality control, because I'm not the only one that thinks JJ McCarthy is going to have multiple times inscripted on the Lombardi trophy. Okay, now they don't do that. They should, like the Stanley Cup, but he'll have his hands on it. Okay, more than twice. But a guy who knows about quarterbacks was on the Rich Eisen show, and this is courtesy of Roku channel. His name is Seth Wickersheim from ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
And let's listen to what Seth has to say about that. Play the cut, please.
Knowing what you know about quarterbacking, and just if you have to put your marker on any quarterback 25 and younger in the National Football League right now, knowing what you know about quarterbacking, makeups of quarterbacks, where they currently are, what they've done so far, you put your mark on this person to win multiple Super Bowls. Multiple Super Bowls. You're like, I'm going to put my Seth Wickersham. I'm going to go with JJ. How about that? McCarthy? Yeah. Come on, don't just say that.
And Rich Eisen gave him a
Michigan
chance
guy
to reassess that. Because Rich is a Michigan alum, of course. Michigan, loves JJ McCarthy. But this is a growing, no matter what Colin Cowherd says, no matter what other people say, Rossini, whomever.
No matter what those say who don't even pick the Vikings to win the division this year.
Michael Wilbon, maybe not this year, but in his career, we're number 9. He will vindicate Bill Dunkel being the franchise quarterback that did it. Granted, injuries change everything, right? Football is
it does.
Sport.
He had his last year, so
he had his last year. Get that out of the way. Show the durability, and he's going to win. The kid is a winner, And everybody,
He's won everywhere.
Yeah.
he's won everywhere. High school, hockey, he's won.
College.
Football, he's won. He just
Yeah.
wins. And that's what the Vikings have to have. So on that note, everybody, enjoy your football Sunday. Games are what? Less than an hour away, hour and a half away here. Enjoy your Sunday. Be part of the page. We love your input. And oh yeah, by the way, do like our YouTube page, subscribe. Please do. Let's build the content on there. There you go. The official Purple Skull Squad show on YouTube, its own channel. Let's build this thing. You want to come up with a show? Let me know. Let's get it going. Let's do our own thing where there's no advertisement that curbs either our opinion or our talk, because we talk freely on the show. We tell it like it is, unlike other people that are working for the Minnesota Vikings. So they should be scared of us. They should be. Oh, all three of us seem like they're going to win multiple Super Bowls. So how scary can it be? They got to love that, right? On that note, everybody, have a wonderful Sunday. We will be back tomorrow night to wrap up right after the game. Tony, Bill, you, quality control, me, talking about what's happened in game one, Soldier Field. We'll see how positive we are after that. And hopefully we are. But we'll leave it to you. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Great Sunday. And SKOL!
Thanks
Skol.
for watching the official Purple Skull Squad show for Minnesota Vikings fans. The guys will be back after the game Monday night to break it all down. Don't forget, be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time. SKOL!